Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Showcase Central. This is the debut episode. I've been so excited for this. I am your host, Nate Branco, and this is an MLB related podcast. I'm so excited to start this with you guys. I know I'm so freaking overzealous right now, but hey, let's get this started. Am I right? So, at one point I thought about doing something else, but baseball has actually been one of my very true loves growing up. I played baseball since I was a kid, and I fell in love with the game. And then as I was playing baseball, I started keeping up with the news, and I started keeping up with the teams, the players. I started looking at depth charts. I started looking at this and that. I started heavily getting invested. So you know what? I said to myself, why not put this as a damn podcast, man? This would be so much fun. This would be so much fun for me, so much fun for you guys. And this is just going to be like off the charts, man. I think this is going to be freaking awesome. So I would appreciate if you guys join me on this journey. Join me on this journey. I would love the support from you guys. This will be epic. I will say that I know that I am about a month late from the season, but I've still kept up with the season, of course. I always get excited every opening day. I always give my little predictions on what I think is going to happen before the season starts. I will give you guys a little bit of this right now. My World Series pick before the season started was the Seattle Mariners. Reason why I say that is because I felt like that team was unbelievable last year. They were really good down the stretch, and I feel like they were just one freaking game away from going to the World Series, losing in Game 7 to Toronto, the Toronto Blue Jays, and I felt like they would have really kicked it to the LA Dodgers. But hey, we get back-to-back LA Dodgers World Series victories. Is anybody happy about that? No. They're the National League Yankees. Come on now, guys. But anyway, I'm so excited. Like, let's get the show on the road, guys. I got some blockbuster stories for you guys today, and we are going to get this started on the San Francisco Giants. The Giants are listening to offers for their star contracts in guys in which they signed many seasons ago. For example, we got guys like outfielder Jung-Ho Lee, who's got $85 million left remaining on his contract. Shortstop Willie Adames with $161 million remaining. First baseman Rafael Devers with $226.5 million remaining. They're sure kicking themselves in the ass with that contract. Third baseman Matt Chapman with $125 million left remaining. And it can include starting pitchers Logan Webb and Robbie Ray. I feel like that those two will be their biggest trade chips. And we got to give USA Today Bob Nightingale a shout out here. He was the one that put this out there in a tweet. And so let's just say it sounds like they are throwing in the towel already, and it's not even in the first half of the season. Holy wow. I couldn't believe this. Let's just be real here, guys. I literally had them going to be competitive this year with the Padres and the Dodgers. Hey, I mean, it's still not too late, but hey, let me just tell you this, guys. It seems like they're done. Their fans are frustrated. Tony V must be frustrated because you could tell he's already sick of the fans. Oh my God. When he called them out in a post-game interview after a 13-3 loss against the Pirates, I watched that interview and I was just like, uh-oh. I'm like, this can be 50-50. Either fans are going to turn on him quick or freaking the fans are going to agree with him. And I was just like, wow, this is getting insane. So much drama in the Bay. But hey, it seems like they're already looking to rebuild, and it looks like it's going to either probably start next year. I just hope they don't give up on Tony V. It's not his fault. I feel like this is more of a Buster Posey problem. This is more of a Buster Posey problem, in my opinion. He wants his guys there. You know, it seems like everything that he's doing as of right now is not really going up to standard. It's not really going up to standard, and it sucks because I feel like he has so much talent on that team, and like they're just not producing. Like, for example, you have them taking swings at you have them swinging at first pitches, not taking their time up to bat. You got star players, you got everybody striking out in the lineup like crazy. If I'm not mistaken, they might be number one in strikeouts throughout the season. And then you have Ryan Walker out there effing it up in the bullpen, and including JT Broodmaker. But oh my God, it just seems like it's just a mess down there in the Bay. It really sucks, and I feel bad because that team has talent. They really do. It's just not looking good right now. And it seems like a rebuild may actually have to be the deal for them, which is more than likely the case. And Buster Posey's just gonna have to take it on the chin, man. He's just gonna have to take it on the chin. Staying on the Giants topic here, speaking of Buster Posey, he dealt the catcher Patrick Bailey to the Cleveland Guardians for left-handed pitcher Matt Wilkinson and Cleveland's 2026 competitive balance round A pick. This move has Bo Naylor optioned to AAA, and this pairs Bailey with Austin Hedges in the big leagues and as a defensive level duo. This move, in my opinion, I don't think will hurt the Giants, since it's clear that Giants president Buster Posey looks at Jesus Rodriguez and Daniel Susac as the future backstop. It's very clear. And they've actually been producing so far this season. The thing is, Patrick Bailey is a former Gold Glover defensively, but his hitting, especially this season, is not all there. It is not whatsoever. And then you got Susac and Rodriguez. Their defense is okay, but their hitting is so much better. Their hitting is so much better, and I felt like Posey wants to see the young duo in the lineup. He wants to see them there. And I just feel like that they want to see more production at bats. And that is not a bad thing at all. And I don't hate this move at all. Since I was speaking about LA from before, they're expecting Mookie Betts back to LA from a right oblique strain. He hasn't played since April 4th and is supposed to hit second or third in the lineup this Monday night. This is actually going to be a big boost in the lineup for LA, of course. Mookie Betts being, of course, one of the best out there whenever he's playing on the diamond. You had guys like Han-Sung Kim, Alex Freeland, and Santiago Espinal. They have platooned in the shortstop position since he's been gone. They've been holding down the fort over there. But of course, Mookie is Mookie. That guy's great. He was great in a Boston uniform, and he's even better now in LA. He has batted .189 with 2 homers and 7 RBIs in the 8 games that he's only played. And as of right now, the LA Dodgers record is 24-16, and that is tied for first in the NL West with the San Diego Padres. This, like I said, is going to be a big boost in the lineup, and with a star-studded lineup that they already have, I know they just recently lost a series to the Braves, and with the next team that they are going to face, I feel like that they're going to run rampage through them. They are going to run rampage through that poor team, and you never know what is going to happen, man. It's the LA Dodgers, so we'll see what goes on there. They are going to face, I feel like, that they're going to run rampage through them. It's the LA Dodgers, so we'll see what goes on there. Speaking of the Braves, their longtime manager, Bobby Cox, dies at age 84. The longtime Braves manager in his career had 2,504 regular season victories, 15 division titles, 5 pennants, 1 World Series title, and a Hall of Fame induction. He had 2 stints with Atlanta in 1978 and 81 and returned to the team in 1986 by then owner Ted Turner, rest in peace, by the way, convinced him to come back. Bobby Cox got to manage players such as John Smoltz, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, Chipper Jones, Fred McGriff, and etc. My God, I've heard of how freaking good these guys were, man. How in the world, with that top-notch pitching that was amazing back in the 90s, do you only have 1 World Series win? That is just insane to me, man. I will say that. And you know what they say. If there's one thing I learned from one of my Little League coaches, is that pitching wins games. Pitching wins ball games. That is just insane. But, yeah, Bobby Cox had one hell of a run in Atlanta. And rest in peace to the man and the legend. And he will be remembered as the best Braves manager of all time and one of MLB's best. Rest in peace, Bobby Cox. Switching gears now to Tariq Skubal, and he could have a short rehab. When I found out about this news the other day, I was shocked. I actually went and told my dad. I was like, Dad, they are fucked because they are just in deep shit right now, man. Everyone in their rotation is just not active right now. It just sucks. Framber Valdez suspended for 5 games. And then you have a team that has a good rotation like theirs. You got guys like Valdez. You got guys like Flaherty, Casey Miz, Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander is my personal favorite, my MLB pitcher of all time. For as long as I've been watching baseball, that man is incredible. He got put on the 60-day IL. Casey Miz, he just got put on the 15-day IL. Jack Flaherty's the only healthy guy. And then you got Framber Valdez still on suspension. Tariq Skubal, he was supposed to be gone until at least the end of the All-Star break. Still a big fall for Detroit. His agent, Scott Boras, says Tariq Skubal could have a short rehab. And, quote, we think that's going to be a much shorter period of rehabilitation. And he'll be able to return to performance at just a much, much earlier stage. If all goes well with recovery and rehab, he could start throwing soon and could be back with the Tigers sometime early next month. And this was him saying this on the Baseball Tonight podcast. Tariq Skubal has won 2 Cy Young titles, and he's already starting off at a hot campaign for the 2026 season. And then he had discomfort from the bone chip in his elbow, and then he decided to have the chip removed. And this is the same guy that's expected to become a unrestricted free agent in November. This guy, he's incredible. I will say that. I do remember him going through the arbitration stage that Detroit was trying to lowball him 19 mil, but he knew his worth, which he ended up winning the case because he had 31 mil or 32 mil or something like that. But he definitely is worth what he is, in my opinion. I don't think he goes back to Detroit next year, if anything. I think that he goes to a big market team. Like, I can see New York grabbing him, whether it's the Yankees or it's the Mets. I can see any of that happening. I could see a team. Definitely Boston's not going to pay for him because, come on now. John Henry's a cheap fuck. I think he would excel. And, like, look at him. Detroit is kind of a small market team. They're okay, but they actually might be willing to pay him what he's worth. I think the last offer I saw that he might have rejected, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, it might have been 10 years, 300 mil. Obviously, that's 30 mil per year. I think he might have rejected that one, or that might have just been a rumor. But, yep, that is Tariq Skubal. He might not be back. He may not be on the IL for long. But all I know is that they're going to have to rely on young guys like Montero, Holton. Jack Flaherty's going to have to step the heck up, man. He's a veteran in this game. Detroit, it may be hurting. Who knows? Maybe they do some crazy stuff and go out and sign Trevor Bauer. We may never know. The MLB is a little fun and unpredictable like that, I will say. All right, and that concludes the debut episode of Showcase Central. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This was really fun, and I feel like we really hit the hammer on the latest topics, and you'll be seeing me a lot more on Mondays, and you'll be seeing me a lot more on Fridays. Mondays and Fridays, guys. Stay tuned to Showcase Central. I will not let you guys down. I will not disappoint you. I will give you guys my utter opinion, my utter thoughts. I will definitely be here and keep you guys entertained. Have a good one, everybody. Have a blessed day.